What's up, everybody? I'm Tim from Timber Ridge Gifts, and welcome to this week's edition of Wax Melt Wednesday. In this episode, I'm going to show you how we can make some awesome wax melts using just a few simple supplies and maybe even some extras that we just have laying around our candle shop. So to start things off, the wax we're going to be using is IGI 6006. This is a parasoy blend, so we've got the stability of the paraffin wax with a melt point of 133, and we have the fragrance load of the soy wax with a fragrance load max of 10%. In addition to that, this is a single pour wax, which is going to work really great for the application that we're going to be using today. For our molds, we're going to be using simple ice cube trays. These are the plastic ice cube trays with the silicone bottom so you can pop things out. These are very inexpensive. You can find them just about anywhere. I believe I got these at Walmart for maybe $5 for the pack of 3. So for today, we're going to be using hearts, squares, and the round gumdrop shape. But since a few of those are kind of plain, we want to keep it a little bit interesting. So to do that, we're actually going to make layered wax melts. So if we're doing layers, we're obviously going to do different colors. For that, we're going to be using the candle dye from CandleWic. These colors come in a 16-pack from CandleWic, available only through Amazon. If you missed my review that I did last week, you definitely need to go check that out. So today we're going to be using royal blue and red. And since we're doing different layers, we don't really want to miss the chance to do different scents on each layer. So for each of these tiny little wax melts, we're actually going to have 3 different scents. For that, we're going to be using some awesome scents from Nature's Items. First scent is going to be black opium. And if you've never smelled that before, it's an amazing scent all by itself. It smells like a combination of real fruity, spicy, citrusy, floral scent. Almost impossible to describe. Just takes every sort of genre of scents and kind of blends them together and makes it a really nice, spicy, floral, citrusy, perfume type scent. Smells absolutely incredible. So that'll be our base layer. For our middle layer, we're going to be using lilac blossoms, which is just an incredibly smooth floral scent. It doesn't have the heavy notes like you would expect from like rose or gardenia. It's just a really nice, light and airy floral scent. And that's going to go great with the black opium. And to finish it off, we're going to be using Volcano Capri Blue, which is just this absolutely amazing explosion of tropical fruits. Pineapple, mango, papaya. Just a really strong, powerful tropical scent. So we're going to have all 3 of these in different layers of our wax melts, and they're going to go together amazingly. So now we're just going to melt down our wax, this IGI 6006. We're going to melt to 170, add our fragrance oil and our dye, and we're going to pour it around 155, 160. So now we're just going to go and give this a second to finish melting down, and we'll be ready to start our wax melts. So our temperature's right. We're ready to go ahead and add our dye and fragrance oil. We're going to start with the red. And we're going to use the black opium from Nature's Items. Now this 6006 can hold a 10% fragrance load, but because all of these fragrance oils are incredibly strong, we're going to bump that down to about a 6% fragrance load. Alright, that's all mixed. We're going to give that just a second to let it cool to about 160, and we'll be ready to pour. So we're at our pouring temperature. We could go ahead and pour these. The only problem is these are very small cavities. Each one is about 1 inch by 1 inch. You could actually pour it with the metal pouring pitcher if you were a little bit steadier than I am. But because I'm kind of clumsy and I don't want an entire pound of wax all over my table, I'm going to step it down into this funnel pitcher. And that's going to allow me to be a lot more deliberate and precise when I'm pouring into these smaller cavities. So because I'm doing 3 layers, I'm going to do 1/3 of this cavity. So because I'm doing layers, I'm going to fill each one about 1/3 of the way full. Some will be more, some will be less. And that's going to be our first layer. Best part is, because these are such small segments, we can go ahead and start our second layer. By the time this is melted and ready, those will be completely dried. We can go and pour our second layer. So our top layer is cooled. We're ready for our middle layer. Our wax is cooled. We're ready to add our fragrance oil. For that, we're going to be using Lilac Blossom from Nature's Items. And we're going to keep this middle layer white. Right, that's ready to pour. Again, we're going to be using our funnel pitcher to be a little bit more precise. And we're just going to add another 1/3 to each cavity. And it's still a little tricky to get them completely even, but the funnel picture definitely helps. So now we've got our second layer poured. We can go ahead and start getting our third layer ready, because by the time this cools, this will be ready. We can go ahead and pour our blue layer. Our second layer is cooled. We're ready for our third layer. So we're going to go ahead and add our dye and our fragrance oil. We're going to add the blue. And we're going to add the Volcano Capri Blue from Nature's Island. We're right at our temperature. So now we're going to transfer back to our funnel pitcher, and we're going to finish out our wax melts. So we'll give those about an hour or so to let everything completely cool. Then we'll be able to pop them out of the molds and check out our new wax melts. So it's been a few hours. Our wax melts have completely cooled. Let's go ahead and pop them out of the mold and see how they look. These ice cube trays are great. They've got silicone bottoms, so really all we have to do is just push and our wax melts are going to fall right out. And we've got them all out of the mold. Might have to trim a few, and some of them didn't quite get poured as evenly as others, but for the most part they all look pretty good. Let's zoom in and check a couple of them out. The cold throw is really nice. Even at a 6%, it's still pretty strong. You can still kind of smell each fragrance individually. I can definitely smell the lilac blossoms, and the black opium is really strong. You can definitely smell the mango and the papaya from the Volcano Capri. But I think once they're melted, they're going to blend together and create a really unique scent. Let's get them in the melter and find out. So those melted together really nice. The color mixing was great. The scents mixed together very well. It's really hard to describe that black opium and the volcano and the lilac blossoms mixing together. Just made for a really citrusy, dark, sultry, spicy type scent. Almost impossible to describe, but they all three blended together perfectly, made for a very great, unique scent. And even at 6% was still incredibly strong. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Wax Melt Wednesday. I will leave links in the video description of everything that you saw in today's video. Feel free to like and share this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to check out past episodes of Wax Melt Wednesday, just check out my playlist right there. And thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.